Good morning, children. Sai Ram. Welcome to chapter 3 of Geography, that is Our Changing Earth. Children, in the previous chapters and also in our previous class, that is standard 6th, we have learned revolution, right? We have learned about rotation, we have learned about the planets, etc. This year we learned about environment. We learned about the interior of the earth. Now in this particular chapter we are going to learn about earth. And we are going to understand what changes takes place and how the changes takes place on earth. Okay? We have learned about lithosphere in the previous chapter, isn't it, children? The lithosphere, it is broken into number of plates known as lithospheric plates, right? Now children, I am sure you will be surprised that these plates move around very slowly, okay? Just about say 1 millimeter in a year. So 1 millimeter movement each year. So children, you understand how slow this process is. Now it is because of this movement that the molten magma inside the earth moves. The molten magma inside the earth moves in a particular manner, that is in a circular manner. Okay. So children, the movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. The earth's movement are divided on the basis of these forces which cause them. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. Okay. So let us understand endogenic forces first. The horizontal and the vertical movements caused by the forces coming from the origin of the earth, that is inside the earth, is known as endogenic forces. These forces are responsible for creation of many landforms. Example: mountain building forces, earthquakes, volcanism, etc. So then what is exogenic forces? The forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. Children, now let us understand more about the volcano. What is a volcano? A volcano is a vent in the earth's crust through which the molten material erupts suddenly. So when I say vent, I mean the opening. So basically a volcano is an opening in the earth's crust through which the molten material it erupts suddenly. Okay. Now look at this picture. This is picture 3.2 from your textbook, page number 13. Okay. Now you can see that the figure is nicely labeled, isn't it? We can see the mantle and the crust in the picture. In between, at the bottom in between, we can see the magma chamber through which the molten lava comes out, erupts. Now, the openings are called vent. Because of the heat, we can also see the gases and the ash which comes out of the opening, right children? Now, the opening through which the magma comes out at the top is the crater, and the orange color is the lava. Okay. So children, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. We all know about this, isn't it? That when the lithospheric plates move, or basically what we say or what we consider is when the earthquake takes place, okay, the earth vibrates. But actually what happens? The lithospheric plates, they move and the surface of the earth vibrates. Now these vibrations travel all around the earth, and these vibrations are called the earthquakes. Now children, the place in the crust where the movement starts is called focus. Okay, the below the earth where the movement starts is called the focus. Now where is it? It is the place in the crust. And children, the place on the surface above the focus is called epicenter. Now these vibrations, they travel outward from the epicenter, and usually great damage takes place closest to the epicenter, and the strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. Now children, look at this. This is figure number 3.3. It shows the origin of the earthquake. Okay, it also shows the epicenter, the plate boundary, right? So this figure is from your textbook itself. Children, look at this picture. This is the picture of seismograph. Now what is it? Whenever an earthquake takes place, it is measured with a machine. Now this machine is called seismograph. So children, though we cannot predict the earthquake, the impact of the earthquake can easily be minimized, okay, and that can happen only if we are prepared beforehand. Children, some common earthquake prediction methods adopted locally by people include studying animal behavior. Fish in the ponds get agitated, snakes come to the surface, okay, dogs start barking. So all these are the methods which are adopted locally by the people. Now let us understand earthquake preparedness. Children, let us understand where to take shelter during the earthquake. So let us understand this with the short form SSB. Okay, S stands for safe spot. So what can the safe spot be at home? When you are at home, the safe spot can be under the kitchen counter, table or desk, against an inside corner or wall. This is what stands for S. S stands for safe spot. Second N stands for stay away from. Now let us understand from what all we have to stay away in case of earthquake, right? So we have to stay away from fireplaces, obviously, areas around chimneys, windows and mirrors and picture frames. Why children? Because during earthquake everything shatters and all these things, sharp things can hurt us, right? It can hurt us. Now SS, what is B? What does B mean? B stands for be prepared. Okay, be prepared. How can we be prepared? We can spread awareness amongst our friends and family members, which can help us to face any disaster confidently. So just as we have learned the safe spot or the places from which or the things that from which we have to be away in case of earthquake, similar thing we can spread this awareness, we can spread among our family and friends and make them confident too in case of disaster. Now let us understand about the major landforms. Okay. Children, the landscape is being continuously worn away by two processes, weathering and erosion. Now let us understand the difference between weathering and erosion. What is weathering? Weathering is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. So if weathering is breaking up of rocks on the earth's surface, then what is erosion? Erosion is wearing away of the landscape. Understand, weathering is breaking up of rocks and erosion is wearing away of the landscapes by different agents like water, wind and ice. The eroded material is carried away or it is transported by water, wind, etc. and eventually it is deposited. Now, this process of erosion and deposition create a different landforms on the surface of the earth. Okay children, now let us take a small quiz on whatever we have learned today. Shall we begin? Let us look at the first question. Number 1. Dash is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface, and the options are A. Erosion, B. Weathering and C. Meanders. So what can be the answer children? The answer is B. Weathering. Dash forces are those forces which act in the interior of the earth, and the options are A. Endogenic, B. Exogenic and C. Gravitational. Which forces children act in the interior of the earth? What do you feel is the answer is? Yes, the answer is A. Endogenic forces. Third question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? A. Earthquakes cannot be predicted. B. The impact of earthquake can be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. C. Thermometer is used to measure earthquake, and D. None of the above. Now children, when you get questions like this, it is very important to read the question properly. Analyze what the question asks. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Incorrect means which statement is not correct from these. Okay. So if you want to read the question thoroughly, you will not be able to answer it properly because you may get confused in the word incorrect. Okay. So it is always good to read the question properly. Yeah, so let us go back to our question. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Earthquakes cannot be predicted. Is it incorrect? No, it is a correct statement, right? Now let us look at the second option. The impact of earthquake can be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. Is it true children? Can we minimize the impact of earthquake if we are prepared? Yes, that's true. So, this statement is also correct. Third option, thermometer is used to measure earthquake. Is it so? Do you feel thermometer is used to measure earthquake? No, this answer is wrong, isn't it? So, which is the incorrect statement here? It is the C, that is thermometer is used to measure earthquake. Now children, let us quickly look at all the correct answers. So first question, dash is breaking up of rocks on the earth's surface. Answer is weathering. Dash forces are those forces which act in the interior of the earth. Answer is endogenic. So, endogenic are those forces which act in the interior of the earth. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Earthquakes cannot be predicted. The impact of earthquake can be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. Thermometer is used to measure earthquake. And last one, D is none of the above. So, the correct answer here is thermometer is used to measure earthquake. So, children, with this I end this part, that is part 1 of geography chapter 3, that is our changing earth. See you in the next part, that is the concluding part 2. Till then, goodbye and keep learning.